Alright, hello and welcome to our video recording today. My name is Arman Vakiri. I'm going to be your, I guess you could say, the operator today. And I'm going to show you basically the same presentation that I do using the Retire Today calculator. So by now, you should have heard about this calculator. If you haven't, this is your first time hearing about it, it's okay. You're going to see why it's so amazing and how we can use it to basically to our advantage and make it so easy for us to actually do business with people and stuff like that. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into this. And the first part, before I actually sit, when I sit down with my clients, before I actually show them the real calculator itself, I like to go over these little facts that you see on the screen. So you see it says financial facts, history, and then rule of 72, and then procrastination. So I actually like to kind of briefly go over this with you so that you kind of see what this is about too. So the financial facts, obviously, it's just something that we tell people to kind of wake them up, to kind of slap them across the face, metaphorically, slap them across the face, and let them know, hey, this is what's happening in the world right now in regards to finance, and you should be aware of this. So first thing is, modern medicine is extending life expectancy. So people are actually living longer, which means what? That the same amount of money that they used to save for retirement, let's say 30, 40 years ago, isn't going to be enough, because I've met people who have outlived their retirement accounts, who have outlived their savings accounts. So obviously you don't want to end up in that situation. Now, a lot of people say Social Security is going to take care of me. Social Security is already on the verge of bankruptcy, and by the time that I reach Social Security, I'm 23 years old. By the time I reach Social Security, there won't be any. I know that for a fact, and it's going lower and lower and lower and lower year after year after year. So if you really want to live a comfortable retirement, and if you want to live a comfortable lifestyle, you got to think about something other than Social Security. Pension benefits is the same thing. Employers aren't doing pensions anymore because they realize that it's so expensive for them, so they feel that it's cheaper to kind of put it in the hand of the actual employee to go out and set their own retirement funds. And then there's the whole baby boomer phenomenon, which it means between 1946 and 64, 76 million Americans were born, and as they retire, as they're nearing retirement, they're actually the first baby boomer retired July 1st of 2005. So as more and more baby boomers on a yearly basis keep retiring, who's gonna pay for the tax base, and are taxes going to go up or down? Most likely taxes are going to go up, and that's what the rumor is that's going around right now. So taxes are probably going to go up, and you got to shelter yourself from these really, really high taxes, and we'll talk about that right now. And then obviously the baby boomers are carrying some wealth with them. So all the money that they accumulated themselves and all the money that was passed down to them has to be transferred within the next, I would say, maybe 10 to 15 years, because all these baby boomers are going to hit retirement, and they're going to look at their retirement accounts, and they're going to be like, I'm not earning anything in this account. You guys are taxing me every single year, and you're not giving me a high enough rate of return. I'm losing money in these accounts. So they're going to look for somebody to help them transfer this money into something that's higher yielding and has better tax advantages. And that's where you come in. That's when you and I come in. Okay, so these are some of the simple facts. Now let's look at some of the history here. When it comes down to a CD, okay, so if you look at a 3-month CD rate going from 1972 to 1996, there were some years that they were pretty high CD rates, right? 10.27, in 1981 there was 15.91. But then you got to also think about that at a $76,000, if you have like $76,000, your tax bracket is 53%. And then inflation is going up almost 9% for that year, and the purchase power that you have is virtually nothing. You're actually being left at a minimum, at a negative. And if you were saving $10,000, this is actually how much you have for cash value after taxes and inflation and everything else is taken care of. That's how much you have left in tax value, right? So this is just a basic history of what it looks like, and you want to point out to people that based on your tax bracket and based on inflation, you need to, number one, outpace inflation. You need to earn more than inflation, and you got to learn how to avoid paying taxes on growing your money, which again we'll talk to in a little bit. And then there's the rule of 72. The rule of 72 shows you how long it takes for your money to double based on the interest rate you're earning on the account. So at 4%, when you see on the far left right here, at 4%, if a 29-year-old person has $10,000 and they're putting their money in a CD that's giving them 4%, every 18 years that money is going to double. So 18 years later, that person is going to be 47 years old, their money is going to be 20,000. 18 years later, they're going to be 65 years old, their money is going to be 40,000. And then just increase the rate a little bit at 6%, the money is going to double every 12 years now. And then notice how it changes to 80,000. And then go a little bit higher, it changes to 160,000. Go a little bit higher, it changes to 320,000. Now, it's possible for people to actually get rates that are higher than 4 and 6%. It's just that they need to be educated to know where they can actually put their money, and this is where you come in, okay? So, a very, very brief description of Rule of 72. I know I'm talking fast and everything like that, but I want to get through all this information in a good, timely fashion for you. But basically, that's what it is. And when you actually get the calculator and you review this information yourself, you'll see that, you know, it's really simple to actually get this stuff. I don't need to go any deeper into it. Now, the last concept I want to share with you is the concept of procrastination. So let's say you have a 35-year-old person whose retirement goal is $1 million. I want to have $1 million by the time I retire and I'm 35 years old. Okay, that's fine. Assuming that you're earning 9% in your account, you need to pay, or you need to save $339.93. And you're going to save that for, you know, another 35 years, and by the time you're 70, you'll have $1 million in your account, right? Now, let's say you just start a year later. So you're 36 years old, and you still want to put $339.93, but since it's only going for 34 years, you're going to end up with $910,000. And if you're 40 years old with that same amount, you're going to end up with $622,000. If you're 45 years old with that same amount, you're going to end up with $381,000. So you can see the longer you wait, the more damage it's going to do to your actual retirement savings. And if you were 36 years old and you still wanted $1 million to have in your retirement, instead of saving $339, you need to save $373. And if you're 40 years old and you still want $1 million, you need to save $546. If you're 45 years old and you still want $1 million, you need to save $891.97. Okay? So these are just the basic concepts that I wanted to cover with you right now. Okay? And I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to go ahead and actually jump into the calculator itself, and I'm going to start the recording from there and show you exactly how the calculator works. And I'll see you on the other side, okay? So I hope everything else made sense right now. I'm just trying to keep it to short videos so you can easily review and rewind back and forth and stuff like that. So I'll see you